She convinced millions of people that they were buying the next Bitcoin. They invested billions. Then one day she disappeared. Ruja Ignatova did not fit the mold of a typical financial fraudster. Born in Bulgaria in 1980 and raised in the German town of Schramberg, her early life was defined by academic achievement. By age 25, she had earned a doctorate in private international law from the University of Konstanz. Her resume boasted a law degree from Oxford University and years spent working for the global consulting firm McKinsey & Company, where she advised on corporate strategy and financial services. This background provided her with a layer of credibility that set her apart in the chaotic world of digital finance. When she began proposing her new venture, she spoke not as a tech enthusiast, but with the quiet authority of a seasoned corporate executive. She understood global economics, corporate law, and the language of institutional wealth. For early observers, her academic prestige and elite professional pedigree served as the ultimate proof of legitimacy. Her image was designed to inspire complete confidence. Long before any technological claims were made, she sold trust, using her high society status to command respect and project absolute certainty. In late 2014, OneCoin entered the market with a pitch that was hard to ignore: the chance to get rich by catching the next digital gold rush. Bitcoin had already created overnight millionaires, and OneCoin branded itself as the ultimate Bitcoin killer. But instead of targeting tech-savvy computer programmers, this venture went after ordinary people looking for a way out of the daily grind. The expansion relied on high-energy seminars in rented hotel ballrooms and polished online webinars. Promoters used carefully crafted scripts to make the opportunity feel both highly exclusive and completely safe. They sold tiered educational packages that came bundled with free promotional tokens, which buyers could supposedly use to mine the new coin. The more expensive the package, the more tokens a buyer received. To join, members paid a €30 registration fee, with the tiered packages costing anywhere from 500 to 5,000 euros. Every presentation hammered home a single message: act now. Staged testimonials from members who had already doubled their money created a powerful sense of momentum. Promoters constantly warned that the price of the coin would rise rapidly, forcing a choice between quick action and the painful regret of missing out on a historic fortune. Members were pushed to recruit their own friends and family to unlock matching bonuses, spreading the pitch through personal networks. At the center of it all stood Ruja, projecting absolute success and wealth. Instead of software, she sold a luxurious lifestyle and a ticket to financial freedom. To the millions of people who signed up, this looked like an organized, legitimate movement about to change the global financial system forever. A legitimate cryptocurrency operates on a public, decentralized ledger. When someone transfers Bitcoin, the transaction is broadcast to an open peer-to-peer network of independent computers. These nodes cryptographically verify and record every transfer, creating an unchangeable public history. Anyone can independently audit the system, verify the total supply of coins, and confirm that a transaction actually took place. Trust is placed in open-source mathematics, rather than any central authority. OneCoin used a completely different system. There was no open network, no consensus, and no public ledger. Instead of a blockchain, the company ran a closed, centrally controlled database. Every transaction and coin balance existed only as an entry on a private server controlled by the company itself. Because the records were entirely private, OneCoin could alter balances, adjust values, and fabricate transactions at will. Investors were buying entries on a proprietary spreadsheet that lacked any cryptographic security or independent verification. The illusion began to crack when the company tried to build what they claimed already existed. In 2015, OneCoin's recruitment agents approached Norwegian blockchain specialist Bjorn Bjerke, offering a lucrative salary and housing to develop a blockchain from scratch. Bjerke immediately noticed the fatal flaw. The company was already selling a cryptocurrency that had no underlying ledger. A cryptocurrency cannot function without its system already active. For Bjerke, this recruitment attempt was absolute proof that the technology was non-existent. While Ruja continued to sell the vision of a financial revolution to the public, the core of her product was nothing more than numbers typed into a private server. By 2016, the complete lack of a blockchain did nothing to slow the expansion. Instead, OneCoin transformed into a massive global recruitment engine. Operating as a multi-level marketing pyramid, the scheme spread across more than 170 countries, eventually drawing in more than 3.5 million investors. The scale of the incoming cash was staggering, with total estimates reaching $4.5 billion. The incoming funds quickly moved beyond local banks, flowing upward through a complex web of offshore shell companies. In the United States, attorney Mark Scott used a series of private investment vehicles called the Finero Funds to route $400 million of OneCoin proceeds through tax havens, converting illicit cash into clean assets, including luxury real estate. While the money climbed into offshore trusts, the losses on the ground were devastating. In Glasgow, Scotland, retiree Jennifer McAdam invested £9,000 of her own savings, convinced she was securing her financial future. Trusting in the polished promises, she also persuaded her family and close friends to invest more than £200,000. When the system stopped allowing withdrawals, the financial ruin was absolute. Facing intense personal guilt and even threats of physical violence from online supporters of the scheme, McAdam chose to fight back. She organized a support group to unite victims across the globe, turning her own family's disaster into a campaign for international justice against a machine that converted belief into untraceable wealth. On the morning of October 25, 2017, Ruja Ignatova boarded Ryanair flight FR1117 from Sofia to Athens. She traveled alone under her real name, holding a ticket for seat 12A. At 6:42 in the morning local time, airport security cameras in Athens captured her clearing the passport control gate. She carried no luggage. Within 5 minutes of crossing into the arrivals hall, her Bulgarian mobile phone connected to a local Greek network for a final brief registration. Then, the device went silent. Investigators later tracked a faint automated signal from her SIM card on October 29th in the Attica region, but the trail ended there. Ignatova had vanished. She did not attend her scheduled appearance at a OneCoin event in Lisbon, leaving millions of investors, co-conspirators, and law enforcement agencies with a sudden, absolute void. The multi-billion-dollar empire still functioned, but the woman at its center had dissolved into the Greek capital, leaving no confirmed destination, no forwarding address, and no trace. Immediately after the flight to Athens, the search transformed from a local police inquiry into a coordinated global investigation. Because the fraud spanned over 170 countries, the pursuit had to cross the same borders. In 2017, the U.S. Department of Justice secured a criminal indictment, prompting an Interpol red notice that alerted border guards worldwide. Ruja Ignatova was no longer viewed as a fallen corporate executive, but as an international fugitive. By June 2022, the FBI placed her on its 10 most wanted fugitives list. Federal authorities eventually increased the reward for information leading to her arrest to $5 million. From Sofia to Washington, investigative teams ran down leads, seized assets, and tracked offshore banking records. But each path hit the same wall of shell companies and proxy accounts. The multi-billion-dollar paper trail remained, but the search narrowed to a single missing individual. Today, Ruja Ignatova remains on the FBI's most wanted list. But her true legacy is not her disappearance. It is how easily we are still blinded by the promise of overnight wealth. In a world of unregulated hype, the next illusion is already being built. Share your thoughts below.